Today, we're going to dive into the world of flexible electronics. It's a technology that literally bends and stretches, and believe me, it's set to completely change how we think about and use our devices. You know that feeling, right? That heart in your throat moment when your phone slips and tumbles toward the pavement? Or just the everyday frustration of a clunky gadget that doesn't quite fit your life. It really feels like our rigid tech is holding us back. But what if all that frustration could just go away? The answer isn't a tougher case or a slightly bigger battery. No, it's a massive shift in how our electronics are built. We're moving away from rigid boxes to something radically flexible. So, to really get a handle on this, we need to talk about what it means to escape that rigid box that's defined our tech for, well, decades. Let's break down what flexible electronics actually are. Okay, so what are flexible electronics? Well, at their core, they're just circuits built on materials that can bend and give. Think of things like conductive inks being printed onto a flexible film, or silicon that's so thin it can fold. This is what lets the entire device change its shape without, snapping in half. Let's forget the complicated stuff for a second. The main idea is actually super simple. Just picture your phone stretching out like a rubber band. That's the kind of insane adaptability we're talking about here. And when you put it next to our traditional electronics, the difference is just night and day. We're going from these bulky, fragile rectangles to tech that's lightweight, super durable, and can be put on almost any surface you can think of, from your jacket to the inside of your car. But look, this isn't just about making some cool, bendy new toys. There's a real, powerful reason we need this leap in technology. So why is this all happening right now? I mean, let's be honest, the idea of a bendable screen has been floating around for years. So what makes this moment any different? Why the big push for flexibility all of a sudden? The simple answer? We've pretty much hit a wall. Rigid technology has become a bottleneck. It's holding back the next big things like truly useful wearables and augmented reality. We all want tech that just blends into our lives, and the old way of making things just can't do that anymore. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's get to the fun part and see how this is already starting to change our world. This isn't science fiction, folks. It's a revolution that's happening as we speak, and it's making huge waves in some major industries. Take healthcare, for example. The impact here is just incredible. Imagine a smart bandage that's actually watching a wound heal and sending live updates to a doctor. Or tiny, flexible sensors that can be implanted inside your body, fitting perfectly around your organs to monitor your health from the inside. The auto industry is getting a complete makeover too. Forget all those clunky plastic dashboards. Think of smart surfaces that light up when you touch them. Displays could literally wrap around the driver, giving you the info you need right where you need it, without being a distraction. And of course, there's the consumer tech that's going to change our daily lives. I'm talking TVs you can roll up and stick in a backpack, laptops that can actually fold without a clunky, fragile hinge, and even smart clothes with sensors woven right into the fabric, making technology feel totally invisible. Now, as amazing as this all sounds, we've got to be real. The path forward isn't perfectly smooth. There are some pretty big challenges to tackle. So what are the main hurdles we have to get over to make all this a reality? Yeah, making electronics that are both durable and flexible is seriously complex. It's not as simple as just swapping out glass for plastic. We're talking about redesigning everything, from the silicon chips to the wires, so they can handle being bent over and over again. It really comes down to three main obstacles. First, production. Can we actually make these new materials on a massive scale? Second is cost. Can we make them cheap enough for everyone? And third, durability. Are these things going to last after being bent and stretched thousands of times out in the real world? But here's the really exciting part. For every single one of those challenges, there are absolutely brilliant people in labs all over the world making incredible breakthroughs that are clearing the path. We're seeing things like self-healing materials that can literally fix small scratches and tears all on their own. And get this, devices that almost never need to be charged because they can get power just from the motion of your body. These are the kinds of game-changing ideas that are making it all happen. So once these challenges are behind us, what does that future actually look like? This is where we get to the really big picture, the ultimate potential of flexible electronics. And it's a future that's completely reimagined. We are moving toward a world where technology isn't a thing you carry in your pocket anymore, but an invisible layer that's just part of your world. Healthcare will be totally personalized, with sensors that adapt to your specific body. Our homes and cities will become smart environments that know what we need before we do.
And that's really the key thing to remember. This isn't just about building a cooler phone or a roll-up TV. It's about completely changing how we interact with the digital world, with information, with our surroundings, and with each other.
And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. When technology is no longer something we hold, but something we live inside of, woven into our clothes, our cars, and even our bodies, how is that going to change what it even means to be human?